Premier Panyaza Lesufi's recent move to demand a full report on Gauteng's office rental expenses has sparked significant public interest, raising deep questions about how government funds are being managed and why resources that should be used more efficiently are seemingly overlooked. In this video, we are going to unpack every layer of this issue, taking a very deep dive into the facts, the background, the current developments, and what this could mean going forward for the people of Gauteng and beyond. The discovery that the Gauteng provincial government is paying over R30 million every single month to rent office spaces, despite owning at least 41 vacant buildings, has left many people shocked, frustrated, and demanding clear answers. It has made both ordinary residents and political observers wonder why such a large amount of money continues to be spent when alternative resources are sitting unused. Panyaza Lesufi, as the Premier, has stepped forward to address this puzzling issue by asking Infrastructure Development MEC Jacob Mamabolo to present a detailed, comprehensive report explaining exactly why this situation has been allowed to continue and what factors are behind it. To really understand how this situation came to be, we need to take a quick look back at how government infrastructure has been managed historically in Gauteng. Over the years, many provincial governments across South Africa, not just in Gauteng, have found themselves caught in complex property management situations where buildings that were once active offices, clinics, or service centers have slowly fallen into disuse. This can happen for various reasons, sometimes due to relocation of services, disputes over building conditions, renovations that were abandoned halfway, or simply because departments shifted focus and failed to reintegrate properties into use. It is also not uncommon for government departments to find it easier to lease fresh office spaces with private landlords instead of tackling the complex administrative and maintenance challenges that come with reviving older government-owned buildings. While this pattern has been seen elsewhere in the country, what has surprised many in Gauteng is the scale of the current case. 41 buildings sitting empty is not a small number, and R30 million per month is a very large figure, especially at a time when the country is facing economic pressures and resources are stretched thin across social services, infrastructure projects, and economic relief programs. The public is rightly asking if this is a result of poor planning, corruption, inefficiency, or perhaps even a combination of these factors. When Premier Lesufi requested the report from MEC Mamabolo, he made it clear that he was not merely seeking vague explanations or excuses but rather a clear, detailed account of why the provincial government is paying private landlords such huge amounts while their own properties are left idle. Lesufi's approach shows a growing political awareness of public frustration about wastage of taxpayers' money, especially when service delivery challenges persist across townships and communities. His action sends a strong message that accountability and proper management of public resources cannot be ignored any longer. For many Gauteng residents, this move has come at a time when frustrations are already high due to service delivery failures, unemployment, and power cuts, making the issue of wasted funds on rental even more sensitive. Jacob Mamabolo, the MEC responsible for infrastructure development, now carries a lot of responsibility in clarifying how this situation emerged and what solutions could realistically be implemented to correct it. His report is expected to not only explain the historical handling of these vacant buildings but also assess their current condition, outline legal or structural obstacles to using them, and propose a roadmap for either reintegrating them into government use or disposing of them efficiently. If the report shows that some buildings are in fact uninhabitable, the government will have to justify why funds weren't allocated earlier to renovate or sell them. On the other hand, if these buildings are usable but were ignored due to administrative laziness or poor coordination, this will put serious pressure on officials to account for mismanagement. Either way, the report could open the door to widespread restructuring of how Gauteng's property portfolio is handled. From a broader perspective, Lesufi's move is not just about saving R30 million per month, it's about setting a precedent for responsible governance. If successful, his intervention could encourage other provinces and municipalities across South Africa to audit their own building portfolios and rethink how office spaces are allocated. It could push the national conversation forward about how best to use government assets to ease financial burdens and improve service delivery. Lesufi's public emphasis on wanting an in-depth and comprehensive report signals that he knows the public is paying close attention and that superficial answers will not be enough. He also appears to understand that with elections around the corner and political confidence in leadership waning across the country, demonstrating tangible action against wasteful expenditure is crucial for both restoring public trust and strengthening governance structures. For Gauteng residents, the outcome of this investigation could have very real impacts on day-to-day life. If funds currently spent on unnecessary rentals can be redirected towards healthcare facilities, education infrastructure, or community safety initiatives, it could make a noticeable difference to struggling communities. It could also improve the credibility of the provincial government and reassure citizens that leaders are serious about curbing unnecessary spending, especially in tough economic times. However, much still depends on the quality and transparency of Mamebelo's report. If it fails to provide concrete answers or actionable solutions, public frustration could deepen, and political opposition parties may use the issue to criticize Lesufi's administration. The Gauteng Premier will have to navigate this carefully, balancing swift action with a realistic understanding of legal and logistical complexities involved in repurposing or selling unused government buildings. In the coming weeks, all eyes will be on the release of the report and the subsequent steps that will be taken. Premier Lesufi's willingness to shine a light on this issue suggests a shift towards more open and accountable governance, but follow-through will be key to ensuring that this isn't just a political gesture. Whether the government chooses to renovate and reuse the vacant buildings, lease them out, or dispose of them entirely, one thing is clear: the people of Gauteng want answers and solutions, not more excuses and delays. If you've made it this far into the video, we'd love to hear what you think. Do you believe Premier Lesufi's actions will bring about real change? What do you think should be done with the 41 vacant buildings? Please share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section below. And if you found this video informative and thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis and updates on critical issues affecting South Africa. Your engagement helps us continue producing meaningful content for you guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.